time for the data loading module. Power Pivot can import data from many different data sources, and importing data is the first important step in creating any data model in Power Pivot, so we will have to dedicate some time to this concept and to see all of the possible data sources that we have available in Power Pivot. Let's start!
Power Pivot gives you the option of loading data from many different data sources. You can load data from relational databases, multidimensional data sources, many data feeds and text files. In order to see which data sources are available in a Power Pivot data model, first of all we switch to the Power Pivot window from Excel. You click on the Manage button in the ribbon of Power Pivot, and then in this window you can see in the Get External Data all the data sources available. First of all, in the From Database button you can see that you can load data from Access, from SQL Server, and from Analysis Services or Power Pivot worksheet that have been published on SharePoint. The From Data Service button shows a few data sources that are available on the web: OData data feed, the Windows Azure Marketplace, and a feature that suggests data that are related with the data that you have in your data model. However, all the data sources are available in the From Other Sources button. As you see in this window, you can see a list of all the relational databases, which includes also the ones that you have seen in the From Database button before. You can see that we have the SQL Server Parallel Data Warehouse and the SQL Azure Database, but you can find also Oracle, Teradata, Sybase, Informix, DB2, and any ODDB and ODBC driver is also available to import data in a Power Pivot data model. You can also import data from Analysis Services, which is in the Multidimensional Sources category. This includes also external Power Pivot databases. And the Data Feeds category includes other report made with reporting services, the Windows Azure Marketplace, other feeds or data feeds, and the suggest related data that you have seen before. Finally, the text files include both the text file, usually a common CSV file, comma separated value, and any Excel file, any other Excel file that you can have on your disk on a SharePoint folder. Finally, there is an important consideration about the existing connections in your data model. Every time you create a new connection with a database, you actually create a new connection in your data model. And it is important to reuse the same connection if you want to import, for example, other data, other tables from the same database, because otherwise you would create 2 or 3 connections that point to the same database. As you see, when you click in the Existing Connections button, you open a dialog box that shows you all the connections that you have in your local workbook. The Power Pivot Data Connections section shows you that in this data model there are tables, data coming from 2 different data sources. One is a SQL Server database and the other an Analysis Services database. In this window you can see also the connections that you created in other data models, in other Excel workbook. These are this ODC file that you see in the Local Connections section. Now, when you want to import data from a connection that you already created in your data model, the best practice is to select the connection in this dialog box, click the Open button, and then you will go straight to the dialog box that allows you to load more data from this existing connection. This is a best practice because in this way you do not create duplicated connections in your data model, and you will make it easier to manage the connections to the external data models that you have in your workbook. From here and after, the content of the wizard depends on the type of the data connection that you are opening. In the following part of this course, you will see all the type of data connections that are available in Power Pivot.